Okay, so let's just start. So first of all, ma'am, what is excess demand? Okay, so excess demand refers to a situation when your aggregate demand is more than the aggregate supply. Okay, so when people are demanding a lot, that is the aggregate demand, right? And when people are demanding a lot, that is your excess demand. Okay, corresponding to the full employment level of the output in the economy. Okay, first point. Then second point, excess demand gives rise to an inflationary gap. Inflationary gap means like inflation. See, when lots for example, you have two chocolates, okay, and lot of people are demanding, lots of people, right? So what you will do, you will increase the price, right? So that means because of this, inflation will come. We discuss it in banking chapter, right? So excess demand gives rise to inflationary gap. An inflationary gap, what is inflationary gap? Inflationary gap refers to the gap by which actual aggregate demand exceed to the aggregate demand required to establish full employment equilibrium. So when this inflationary gap come, when you're actual, for example, you have two chocolates, so demand should be two, right? But now the demand is five. So because actual demand should be 2, but now it is 5, so it means it is an increase, right? So that is your inflationary gap. So over here, this is a diagram for this. So over here you can see this is your aggregate demand, right? And you will draw the aggregate supply with the help of dotted line. Okay, you know the aggregate supply one. So over here, this was the point equilibrium when it was full employment, but now your aggregate demand is increasing, right? So over here, this entire gap is your inflationary gap. Like this entire gap is your inflationary gap. Clear? So how you will draw it? You will draw the dotted line and you will write AS, and over here you will write AD, and over here you will write AD1. So and then you will mark it like this and you will write that this is the inflationary gap. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So this one you will mark it like this. This is your inflationary gap. So first of all, write this excess demand. Make a box and write excess demand and write this. Okay, these 2 points, and then inflationary gap, you will write this one is in bracket. Sometimes they can ask you the question like this, what do you understand by inflationary gap also? Okay, then boys.
Yes, ma'am.
Mohammed Ayan, Heba.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after this, you have to draw the graph as well. So you can draw the graph. Okay.
Okay.
I just erase my thing so that you can see it clearly. Okay, let me just zoom it a little bit. Good evening, Miriam. So basically, we have started a new chapter, excess demand and the deficit demand. So this is the graph for excess demand. Everyone is drawing it. You can take the screenshot for this. Before starting, you have to write what is excess demand and the graph for excess demand. Okay? You can take the screenshot quickly. Okay? And now this is the graph. Students, I'm just giving you 1 more minute. Quickly draw it and then we'll start with the next topic.
Done now.
Okay. So let's just start with the next. Now the question is, ma'am, what are the reasons for the excess demand? Why people are demanding a lot? What happened to them, right? So first of all, right, rise in propensity to consume. You know this, right? Propensity to consume, right? So now people want to consume more, right? Earlier, you have 2 chocolates in the market, but now people want to eat 10 chocolates. So of course, they will demand a lot. So rise in propensity to consume because of increase in consumption expenditure, EXP is expenditure, due to rise in the propensity to consume or fall in the propensity to save. So it can either happen why people want to consume more. See, if this is your income, what you will do, you will consume or you will save. Right, either you will consume it or you will save it. Right now, people don't want to do saving, they want to use their entire income for consumption. So of course they will increase. So either your propensity to consume will increase or your propensity to save will decrease. Now people don't want to save, people want to only consume. So this is what. And second, reduction in tax. It may occur to increase in the disposable income and consumption demand because of the decrease in. Now we will don't have to pay tax. Earlier, for example, if your income is 100 rupees, 20 rupees you have to pay tax, but now you have to pay only 10 rupees tax. So this extra 10 rupees you will use for you're like, okay, I will eat burger, pizza, whatever it is. So reduction in taxes. Next, increase in government expenditure. Now government is what is doing? Government is basically doing the public expenditure because of this. Earlier, for example, I was paying 10 rupees for the fertilizers. Okay, because I am a farmer and I need to produce things. So I was giving 10 rupees. But now government started expending, doing the spending the money, and government said now you have to only pay 5 rupees because I am giving you the subsidy. So again, my 5 rupees are like I save 5 rupees. So what I will do, I will consume this 5 rupees. So when government start expendituring, like doing the lot of many things, so this also takes place. Then increase in investment. Now people want to invest. So of course they will consume. Earlier you had one flat, but now you are demanding one more flat. So that also. Then fall in imports. Decrease in imports due to higher international prices as comparison domestic may also lead to excess demand. So now what people are doing earlier, for example, these are the people. Okay, 4 people over here. I have only 2 dresses. So earlier these 2 people used to purchase from India, but these 2 people used to take like purchase product from the abroad. But now there is no one who will purchase like foreign imports. Nobody is going to import it from Apple. Now these two people also demand for these two products. So that also, that means aggregate demand will increase. Then rise in export. So most of the time what is happening, earlier we had two dresses over here. Now what the shopkeeper did, he sold this one dress to the company. Now two people were demanding this, but now he sold this product to some other people, like maybe abroad or something. So now for this product, two people are demanding. So again, it become excess demand, right? Then deficit financing. So, ma'am, what is deficit financing? Excessive demand may be due to increase in money supply caused by deficit financing. The deficit financing, when you demand a lot because you have money, right? Because you bought it from someone. Like for example, I had 10 rupees, but now my mother I borrowed 100 rupees from my friend. So now I have more money. That is deficit financing. Clear? Clear, students? Reasons why there is excess demand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you will write hashtag reasons for excess demand, then write the first point, then I'll scroll it down for the next point.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now these seven to say forward.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, others done?
Ma'am, last one.
Okay, okay, write it down.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So now the question is, ma'am, what is this deficit financing? Okay. So see, what, because deficit financing means excess demand, right? Because money supply increased. So that is deficit financing. So impact of deficit financing is excess demand is not a desired situation because it does not lead to increase in level of aggregate supply. See, for example, you have two chocolates, right? Because you are demanding 10 people are demanding. So it won't, like, if you are demanding 10 chocolate, then suddenly I will produce 10 chocolates. No, right? So because of excess demand, there is no increase in aggregate supply. Okay, so excess demand had the following effect on the output, employment, and general price level. Okay, so basically till here, you what you will write, you will write definite finance, and you will write this impact of deficit financing till here. Okay, and now this is basically the excess demand, the impact of excess demand. So you will write hashtag impact of excess demand on economy. Okay, on output, employment, everything. So first, effect on output. So excess demand does not affect the level of output because economy is already at full employment level and there is no idle capacity in the so already I am in full. So I have already to like produced everything. So of course, because you are demanding 10 chocolate, I cannot suddenly produce 10 chocolates. So there will be no effect on the output. Second, effect of employment. There will be no change in level of employment as the economy is already operating at full employment. So there will be no change, and there as there is no involuntary employment. Then effect on general price. Excess demand leads to the rise in general price, right, known as inflation, as aggregate demand is more than the supply. So we are discussing the impact of excess demand on output, no change. Employment, no change. But on price, yes, ma'am, it will change because now 10 people are demanding, the shopkeeper will increase the price. Earlier, he was giving the chocolate for 10 rupees, but now he will say one chocolate is for 50 rupees. Okay. So first of all, you will write impact of deficit financing till here. Then you will write hashtag impact of ED. ED means excess demand. So you will write effect on output, effect on employment, and effect on general price. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay. Others?
Ma'am,
Okay. Completed. I'm just giving you one more minute, then I'll scroll it up. Like we'll start with the deficit demand.
ma'am,
Yes, Adit.
I have completed it, but I have to leave the meeting now.
Okay, Adit. Just complete the rest 15 minutes with the recording. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, students. So let's just start with the next topic, which is your deficit demand. Excess demand we did. Now deficit demand. Okay, so it refers to a situation when your aggregate demand is less than the aggregate supply, corresponding to the full employment level of output in the economy. Clear? So quickly write it down. Just make a box and write deficit demand and the definition. Okay.
Done.
Okay. Now I hope everyone is done, right? So this is the diagram for excess deficit demand. So you can see this is your demand, right? Now this dot. This one is your deflationary gap. Because of deficit demand, usually what happens? Your deflationary gap comes. Because of excess demand, what was coming? You will write over here. Wait, I don't think it's written or not. Okay, you will write one more thing. Because of deficit demand, just write it down. Because of deficit demand, deflationary come because of DD. DD means deficit demand. Deflationary gap comes in an economy. Deflationary gap comes in an economy. Comes in an economy. Okay. Because of the deficit demand, deflationary gap comes in an economy, and then you will draw this diagram.
Ma'am, can you repeat that sentence?
Yes. It is because of deficit demand, deflationary gap comes in an economy. Because of excess demand, what was coming? Inflationary gap, right? And because of deficit demand, deflationary gaps comes in an economy. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. I hope everyone done. Mariam and Mohammed Ayan. Okay, Mohammed Ayan, you are also done.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now, reason for deficit demand. Okay. So first, decrease in propensity to consume. So it will be opposite. Okay. So now people are not do not want to consume. So the decrease in consumption fall due to fall in propensity to consume, or right, it leads to deficit demand. Then increase in taxes. Now earlier you have to pay 10 rupees tax, now you have to pay 20 rupees tax. So of course your more money will go in paying tax. So of course you will not demand more. Then decrease in government. Earlier government was giving you subsidies, but now government is not giving you subsidies. So again you have to pay the things. Investment expense. Now people don't want to do expenditure on investment. Then rise in imports. Now you are purchasing more and more products. So when you are purchasing product from other countries, so why you will demand for the present country, right? And fall in export. Now earlier the shopkeeper, what he did, he had two products. One he sold to some foreign company, right? But now nobody purchase his product, so he has, and over here only he has only one person who will purchase this product. So again it will cause fall in demand. So these are the reasons. Done, students? Yes, no.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, girls. Hiba and Mariam. Done? No? Yes? Okay, Muhammad Ayan, you can leave. You are done. Okay? Let's start doing.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, girls. Done now? Hiba and Mariam. In case if you are not done, you can take the screenshot. Okay? Hiba, Mariam, can you hear me? Good evening, Sana. How are you?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm